Hi there, good afternoon, I guess. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Boone Foster, the Associate Dean for Diversity, Education, and Research, and I'm just so happy to see everyone here in celebration of 7 dynamic women who have contributed much to the mission and legacy of diversity that defines SUNY Downstate. So in celebration of National Women's History Month, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, thank you, Mr. Antoine, the Office of Diversity, Education, and Research are proud to honor 7 dynamic women at Downstate for their contribution to promoting diversity and inclusion. And these contributions are sometimes small, but when taken together, make a collective, huge impact on who we are and what we do. These are women who promote diversity and inclusion in their walks, in their talks, and in just answering the telephone, in more activities such as mentorship and teaching. And I'm particularly proud that the first annual Dale Blackstock Award for Excellence in Service is being given today in honor of a woman who really touched my life. She's a physician, advocate, and mentor, and she left a permanent and indelible mark in me as a student when I was a student here, and even after I graduated from SUNY Downstate. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to celebrate with your friends, your colleagues, and family members. And I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Daniels Asaze. Woohoo! So Dr. Daniels Asaze and Ms. Shondell Goldsmith really worked hard to put this together. We changed rooms, we changed time, and but I think it's going to be a beautiful event, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Booten Foster. Welcome, everyone. So glad to have all of you here. I am looking forward to honoring these wonderful women and also hearing the dynamic lecture from our keynote today. This is something that we've been thinking about doing for several years through our office because we feel that there are unsung heroines that have not been honored for all of the work that they've done, specifically in diversity and service. These are people that we can call on at a minute's notice and say we need help with the summer program, pipeline programs, initiatives throughout the institution for all 5 colleges and the hospital, and they are ready to do whatever is asked of them. So we thought that this would be the perfect time to honor these wonderful women and let them know how much we appreciate the work that they've done and how important they are to this institution. It helps to have women who have embodied the mission of Downstate, and that's why we wanted to continue to have something like this and honor them for all the work that's being done. And this will be an annual event. So we look forward to doing this in the name of Dr. Dale Blackstock, someone who worked very hard here as a faculty person and clinician. And we're happy to have her daughters here. I would like to invite the daughters of Dr. Dale Blackstock to the podium. We would like them to just give us a little history of who their mother was, and even frame it in a way so that we would know why we're honoring her today. We're not going to read the bio, so you have your bios in your program just so you can see the rich life that she lived, but we wanted more of a personal touch by bringing the daughters up. So if Uche and Oni can join us. And the great thing is that this is a very small world. I actually grew up with them, and we went to the same middle school right here in Brooklyn at St. Mark's Day School. So it's really great to be able to have them here and to also have them just part of this experience because we've always talked about honoring somebody who is important to us, but to actually have them here to talk about her.
Thank you all for having us here. And we'd like to thank in particular Dr. Booten Foster and Dr. Daniels Asaze for creating this lecture and luncheon, which will hopefully be done annually in honor of our mother. When Dr. Daniels emailed us about the event, I think it's safe to say both Oni and I were overwhelmed. Our mother was a very, very special person, and we miss her terribly. Her absence, in this world, doesn't just affect us. It affects the people that she worked with, the patients that she took care of, her entire community. The fact that she's not here with us is really just a profound loss. And I think that I'm hoping that this luncheon and awards ceremony will help folks, learn about her and learn about who she was and how she contributed to SUNY Downstate, and actually, and beyond. When I think of our mother, I think of, like, the words that come to mind are determination, ambition, resiliency. She was, as I said, very special, and she couldn't have done everything that she did without the help and support of those around her. She was one of 6 siblings born to a single mother here in Brooklyn. She was raised on public assistance. Really, the odds were always against her. But she always had a love for science, for her studies. She was always very committed to her studies. And along the way, she was fortunate to find people who saw that interest and were able to support her and encourage her along the way. And I think it's because of that that our mom gave back so much when she became a physician and wanted to come back and work in the community in which she was raised. So I think that's why, I think about why diversity is important and inclusion is important. That's why, because you need people who understand the community, who understand the needs of the community, who the patients can relate to, I think are probably sort of most effective providers. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, no, I think Uche has spoken to this. I would have said the same thing that she said, and I think also just to highlight. So I think a lot of times we think we're the only ones who think about our mom, and so getting that email from Dr. Osaze and hearing that Dr. Boone Foster wanted to start this luncheon and awards ceremony, and hopefully this will be a tradition. It made us realize that our lives weren't the only lives that she had touched, and that she is still remembered. And so I think that is probably one of the most meaningful parts of today. And also just to mention, our mom was born in Brooklyn. She's a Brooklyn girl. She only went away for 4 years to Boston to go to Harvard Med School, and she came right back. And so this is where she lived. This is her stomping grounds. My sister and I basically grew up at this hospital. Our dad would bring us here a lot when my mom was on call.
I did my emergency medicine residency here, and one of the reasons, other than just being a great training program, is I wanted to be closer to my mom's spirit. And I know for some people that may sound a little hokey, but really, she made such an impact here that I wanted to work in this community because I knew it was important to her as well. So she has touched so many hearts, and I'm so glad that we have the opportunity today to share with you just a little bit about who she was. I wish all of you had the opportunity to meet her. She was a really dynamic woman, very much ahead of her times, and I think if she knew this was happening, she would be overwhelmed and very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. What did we do?
We wanted to make sure that we honored you as well, because you are the legacy of Dr. Blackstock, and we wanted to make sure that we honored them as well, to let them know how much we care about them and we welcome them here. So thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Boone Foster to come to the podium to present our first Dr. Dale Blackstock Award recipient.
So I am honored to present the first Dr. Daniel Hill Williams, Dr. Dale Blackstock Award to Dr. Teresa Smith. And, as Dr. Daniel Zasazi and I were thinking about who should be the recipient of this award, we went through a short list of names. When I first met Dr. Blackstock, I was in awe of her, and I was afraid of her, because she always made sure that as a young physician, a medical student of color, that I did above what I was required to do, which meant not coming on time, but early. And if I was early, she'd say, I was waiting for you. I'm like, but we're supposed to be here at 11 o'clock, but I was waiting for you at 10:45 to go over what you would present. She was attentive to detail. She cared. She went above and beyond really what her job was. So when we started thinking about, there's so many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful faculty here. But one of the first faculty members who actually I reached out to before I came here, and she responded. And she said, well, this is what you have to do. This is who you have to meet, and we should meet. And she made me feel welcome. So when I came here, I felt like I was at home, and that's what Dr. Blackstock does. You know, wherever you met her, she would take you to her home. She would take you to the opera. And she made you feel like you were at home. And so thank you so much, Dr. Smith, for welcoming me and countless others, faculty and students. Your guidance, your attention, your ability to listen is what makes you you and contributes to the diversity of this institution. So thank you very much and congratulations. Thank you.
So our next series of awards were called the Diversity Champions Awards. And these are individuals who have assisted not just our office, but assisted in providing diversity throughout all of SUNY Downstate's institution. So we wanted to make sure that we recognize the work that they've done and to let them know that we appreciate them and that they are truly honored today. So our first recipient is Dr. Daisy Cruz Richmond.
Hi, good morning. I am truly honored for receiving this award. I would like to share this award with the College of Nursing faculty, staff, and students. The College of Nursing celebrated its 50th anniversary last year. Throughout our rich history, we take pride in our tradition of educating qualified nurses from all diverse backgrounds. And currently, we have 47% underrepresented students in the College of Nursing compared to only 12% nationwide. So I really thank the College of Nursing faculty, staff, and students in their commitment to diversity and inclusion. And I take pride that Uchi and Oni are here. They are the godchildren of my husband.
We all have people that are behind us. I didn't get here by myself, right? And so I have to thank my parents, especially my mother, who supported me along the way, and the very many mentors who, most of which were actually not my same gender or my same race or come from the same cultural experience as I did. But they did push me here and tell me that I can do it. But then I met Uche. And, I met Uche where I trained, and she was like a unicorn to me. I had not actually had a mentor who was an African-American woman, so she definitely was a unicorn. And she, I did not have the pleasure of meeting her mother, but I can say that she must have been a wonderful woman to raise two wonderful women. And so for that, I thank you for this honor. And the days that I want to give up, because it's a very difficult job, I think that I must be a unicorn for someone. And so, that's why I keep doing this work. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Smith. And now we have Anne Marie Cullen from the Office of Faculty Affairs and Professional Development. At this time, I'd like to call Dr. Magda Alianson to the podium to present our next award.
I just wanted to say a few words before I handed out this award. This award is being presented to Ms. Lotus Jones, the Assistant Director of the Office of Academic Development. I have worked with Lotus for over 10 years now. I'm going on my 11th year. I'm very proud of that. Lotus has conducted the academic skills component of the early medical education program, as well as the Exploring Health Careers program for our pipeline programs in our Office of Diversity, Education, and Research. She has supported a lot of our initiatives and contributed tirelessly to working with diverse populations. I personally want to thank you, Lotus, for your encouragement, your support, and everything that you have done for our programs and our students. So it is my honor to present you with the Diversity Champions Award to Ms. Lotus Jones.
Okay, I want to thank the office for this award. It's quite surprising. I'm used to working in the shadows. I come in sometimes very strange hours, and I leave very strange hours. And for that, I have my husband to thank because he's always willing to pick me up at a moment's notice. I live way out in Queens, but he can take the Jackie Robinson and be here in a half an hour. I started here in the June of 2003. And that same month, I was in the saddle working for the early medical education program and the Exploring Health career. So I started out with a bang. And the summertime has always been one of my favorite times because it's very busy. And I get to meet a lot of students. And like in the bio, I said I'm retiring in next year. And it's not because I feel like I don't have any of these attributes anymore. It's just that as someone said, I'm not retiring, I'm rewiring. So I have a lot of other things that I want to do with my life, while the elevator's still going to the top. So once again, I thank you for this award.
Before I go to the next award, this was happening so fast. I was just surprised to know that Dr. Smith actually knew Dr. Blackstock, and Dr. Deidre Cruz-Richmond's husband was their godfather. I was like, was 6 degrees of separation. And Anne Marie Cullen was come back up here, Anne Marie. Just come back up here. Come on, quickly. Just come back up here. Okay. So if you're going to blame anyone for me being here, I just came back to my alma mater in May. So you have to blame this woman. Because she's the one who she said, you know what, the committee would like to interview you. So I said, okay, well, how do we do this? Because I really don't want my job to know that I'm even applying to someplace else. And if I don't get the job, I don't want them to know. She's like, don't worry, we got this. And she said, and then, as the interviews continued, she was like, she really made me feel, again, welcome before I even got here. So blame her. And Dr. Molina also. But thank you so much.
I'm so glad you you said I didn't have to say anything, so I didn't prepare anything. I just wanted to thank everybody here at Downstate. It is truly a wonderful job that I have. I love working in faculty affairs, and I've met so many different people and had so many different experiences in the last 6 years, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for the award.
So our next recipient for the Diversity Champions Award goes to Ms. Betty Jung. Where are you? So this is the person who really embodies the spirit of community service. She has worked with countless hours with several students, our free clinic, colon cancer screening, our patient advisory committee, and she really helps us to open our doors. So what our impact is beyond the academic institution, but to the community also. And that also is part of the spirit of diversity, recognizing that if we are a premier academic institution, but we need the help and input from the community. And thanks to Ms. Jung, we open our doors to hearing community voices from all walks of life. So thank you for embodying the spirit and championing the cause for diversity at SUNY Downstate.
I actually have to thank everyone here. I didn't get here by myself either. I've been here a long, long time. I've worked with so many different services to help provide support. As Dr. Straker has mentioned, the challenges we face, it certainly is manpower. But with the help of Department of Nursing, College of Medicine, institutional advancement. Michael Harrell has been a big part of it, so was Ellen Watson. There's just so many people to thank. So I really thank all of you for all of the support. Don't forget the students.
I can't do it without them either, from the College of Nursing to the College of Medicine, to the Public Health, School of Public Health, and other CHIRP students. So thank you all.
Now, our next award recipient is someone who had a tall order to fill for a short period of time, where she served as interim dean for the College of Health-Related Professions. But in that capacity, she also helped our office run one of our pipeline programs, the Exploring Health Careers program, which took a lot of work to organize all of the faculty in the department and to help us provide activities and academic preparation for students from undergraduate schools in the area. So at this time, I'd like to bring to the podium Dr. Margaret Kaplan.
I would like to remind, I'm a baby boomer. And we carried signs, we don't like government, we like causes. As I told the students many times, that's a problem. You're telling me about a problem. Give me a sign, I'll write the sign for you. We will march around the campus and publicize your problem. And they're like, whoa, who is this person? But that's what we used to do. So I would just like to remind all the younger people here that it wasn't that long ago that no one could vote except white male landowners. So no one had anything in this country, and it was not that long ago. And we've come a long way, obviously, but we have a long way to go. And I am a descendant of Susan B. Anthony. So in my genetics, in my epigenetics, my mother made sure that none of her children could ever miss a voting day, ever. My sisters and I looked at each other a few years ago and said, did you ever miss a voting day? Never, never, I can't. Mom would kill me. So, you know, I think people don't always remember what things used to be like. When I was in college, we were not allowed to vote until 21. So things have changed, and one of our big things was you can draft us, but we can't vote. Not fair. So find me the not fair things. We love them, baby boomers. So, and thank you all, Downstate.
Last but not least, we created a special award for someone that we know works very hard here, continues to have a smile on her face every time someone walks in, is always available when you ask for help, and always just pleasant to work with. And a lot of times we walk past people and don't say hello when we see them working, and that frustrates me, because I know these are people who work really hard, that should always be honored no matter where they are, what they're doing, in the capacity of the work that they're doing. So we created what's called the Outstanding Service Award, and this year we'd like to present it to Ms. Margaret Johnson from Facilities Management.
Thank you all very, very much. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to receive such an outstanding award, and I thank God for being here also to receive it. From the bottom of my heart, I do thank you all very, very much.
Congratulations to all of our award winners. Everything well-deserved. Keep up the good work. We look forward to doing this again next year and honoring a new set of women who have been outstanding here at the institution. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Kevin Antoine up for closing remarks.
Thank you, and thank you, Kevin. It's a great day. It really is. I'm very proud of all the recipients. I'm really glad everybody put this together. It really is what we stand for at Downstate, no matter what. no matter how difficult it is, you know, you people make this a great place to work, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Everybody enjoy the program? Yes. Wasn't it good? Didn't it feel good to be honored on things that you care about? Yes. I want to thank the Office of Diversity, Education, and Research for having the wisdom and the vision to establish this more than appropriate function during Women's History Month. As you know, the national theme with the National Women's Center is honoring women who are trailblazers in both labor and business. And I think we can add now healthcare to that, because we did honor a true trailblazer at Downstate Medical Center and in the area of healthcare and medicine. We've heard all the good things that we can do in diversity. We've had a great lecture by the keynote speaker of all the categories that make up what is diversity and how it engages us in our workplace. But what I want you to take from here is that when you leave from here, the work has to continue. Where we're up in public, diversity is a nice thing to say. Sounds good. Everybody likes it. But I think, as Dr. Foster would tell you, it's some hard work. You got to roll up your sleeve, and you got to stay the course. That's the most important thing. You got to stay the course. So here at Downstate, we have learned to embrace a lot of different changes. Some for the good, some for the not so good. But one of the things that I always remember growing up, and I grew up in Mississippi, it doesn't matter who's in front of you. It's what you do to keep pushing ahead. So it doesn't matter who's the new president of the United States or the new incoming administration here at Downstate. We got to keep pushing ahead, because that's not going to change what we do between 9 to 5. And so I want to, again, thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank the Office of Diversity and Research for inviting us to collaborate with this. But remember, the work about diversity is staying the course. So let's stay the course. Thank you.